So we found some reindeer out here this morning. We're up early. Reindeer actually roam free out here in Iceland. We are down towards the south and east right now, near Vatnajökull Glacier. We're off having an adventure today and check out some ice caves and Lagoon. Just had to stop and check these wild, magnificent animals out this morning. Really, really cool.
Hey guys, we are here on part 2 of our trip around the Ring Road. We are starting the day here at Vatnajökull, which is the glacier that is covering this area that we are in. We are in the southeastern part of Iceland. This glacier covers about 8% of Iceland and is the largest glacier in all of Europe. The glacier used to make its way all the way down to the Atlantic Ocean, which is right here, not far from me now. As it's pulled back over the years, it formed this lagoon and lake, which you see behind me, which is Jökulsárlón. We are doing a ice cave tour today, followed by an amphibian tour of the lake. And there is also Diamond Beach on the other side of us over here that we're going to explore today, so we're excited to get into it.
We each got set up with our own equipment, and after a couple of awkward minutes getting everything on, we were ready to hit the trail.
Hey, so first thing I want you to notice, as you're coming in, it's getting much bluer.
Yes.
Right? So first thing that's happening is the deeper we go in, the thicker the ice becomes.
Okay.
There's a compounding effect. And so the coolest thing is, at the moment you can see a little bit of tinge of green over there.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit bluer in here.
Yeah.
Once we go inside, it gets extremely blue. So this is a compounding effect. So the more ice you have, the harder it is for the light to travel through it. In fact, you can actually see, as you move around, you see different colors. And now this is the coolest thing that I can tell you guys, in my eyes, is the fact that the color you guys see today, in your whole lives, there's a very, very, very small probability of you ever being able to see these colors again in nature. Because there is so many factors compounding to make this color. I like to call it once in a lifetime blue, every time you see ice.
And you get to do this every day.
And I get to do this every day.
That's amazing.
And see these dunes? They're like a fingerprint, right? They're created the same way that the dunes are created in a desert by wind and water.
Really? So this is all wind carved?
Yeah, these little dunes. Of course, this huge hole down there, that's called the Mulan, and that was formed by water dripping down. So as the glaciers are melting, that ice that's turned into water needs to go somewhere. So it creates these rivers on the glacier. Now sometimes those rivers go inside the glacier, creating mulans, these little tunnels that are created just by meltwater. And they feed into bigger tunnels, which are called ice caves, that we're standing in right now.
So this is all carved out from running water?
Exactly, and if you come here, just go and stand underneath this part. This is the method of ice cave formation.
No kidding.
There you go. I have a question for you. How old would you estimate this glacier to be?
1,000 years?
1,000 years, yeah. The really old parts of Vatnajökull date back to about 2,500 years. This area here between 800 and 1,200 years. So it's actually not that old, which means one thing, right? Before this ice formed, Vikings already moved to Iceland. Icelandic culture already began. Icelandic language is older and it's more Icelandic than the ice that you're looking at the moment.
It's amazing.
In fact, if right now we're breathing the air, it's slowly escaping through the glacier. That's similar to the air that the original inhabitants would have, or Vikings would have breathed.
Cool.
Which is very cheesy to say, but it is also very true.
No, that's amazing.
And as we made our way to the back of the cave, Andrew made sure to let us know just how much ice we were dealing with here.
Here's the fun thing. The way the glaciers are made, as I said, if you've ever had a snow fight, you really want to hurt them. So what you do is you compress that snowball as hard as you can. By doing that, you're pushing out all the air. When the snow falls on top of the mountains, the same thing happens, right? And a single cubic meter of ice, so meter by meter, weighs about 900 kilograms, so almost as much as a little European car. So above you right now, you probably have more weight than a skyscraper almost.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's really
but we're good.
Yeah. It is my first day. So. I'm hoping for the absolute best.
Yes. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
All right, so this whole time we're on this glacier. I've been calling it Vatnajökull, but it's actually pronounced
I would call it Vatnajökull.
Vatnajökull.
Yeah.
So yes, we are on top of a giant glacier right here, and we are touring it with ice explorers, and they've been kind enough to take some extra time to lace us up, and this is absolutely amazing. We've already walked through the cave and shown you that, and now we're up here on the top of the world, on top of a glacier, just overlooking everything. It's absolutely amazing.
Can you do me a favor? Can you tell us the name of this outlet?
I will try. Bread American yogurt.
There we go. Bread American yogurt.
So he told me to learn it by saying bread, American yogurt, and then just run that together like you've had a bunch of vodka. So I have some experience with that, so it came pretty easy.
All right. Are you guys ready to go home?
Yes, thank you
Let's
so
do it.
much for our time here. It's been
Very
amazing.
welcome,
Awesome.
Very welcome. All right.
Once we were out of the cave, it was time to get in the water. The boat tour lasts about an hour, and it takes you on a trawling journey around the whole lagoon, getting an up-close view at the massive icebergs floating around. You might even get the chance to do more than look.
This is 1,000-year-old ice that they broke off for us to try. I mean, how cool is that? It's fresh. So behind us here, you can see the glacier Vatnajökull, which makes its way down here to the lagoon, which is Jökulsárlón. This lagoon is huge, and it makes its way out behind us to the ocean, to the Atlantic Ocean, and all of these icebergs push through this area, flipping and turning before it gets to the ocean. The ice that breaks off the glacier and washes out to the bay ends up here. We're here at Diamond Beach right now, and this is an actual beach where icebergs wash up continuously, and they get polished by the process of them breaking off from the glacier and coming through the lagoon. And as they make their way out to the ocean here, they're ground down, shaped, polished into what you see today, giving this beautiful, beautiful crystal glows. So if you see here, this is how it gets polished, and just how smooth and clear this all is. You can see right through. It's amazing. This all just gets polished down and smoothed out from washing up against all of this and being ground down over hundreds, if not thousands of years. Solid. So, it might be hard to tell, but this is not rock. This is a piece of ice. And this is one of those pieces filled with rock and debris, and those didn't just happen overnight. That means these rocks and stuff that are in here that are frozen, that you can see right here frozen into place, like this guy, they came all the way from that glacier. They landed on that glacier, or were dug up and rolled over from that glacier, and it slowly made its way out until it broke off from the glacier into the lagoon, then washing out to the ocean and coming back and making its way back out here to Diamond Beach, where it's sitting here now. And that's just, it's so cool, so impressive, just all of this rock and different things that are inside here. This is one giant piece of ice. Our first day on part 2 of our trip around the Ring Road, and this day was amazing. We went inside a glacier, on top of the glacier, through a lagoon, going around icebergs that make their way out here to this beach, Diamond Beach, where you have this all around you. Absolutely amazing. We don't even want to leave, but it's on to the next spot. We're looking forward to what else Iceland has to offer us.
After the full and gorgeous day we'd had, it was straight to bed for both of us once we reached our hotel in Big. But by morning, the weather decided to introduce itself in a big way.
We are here at Reynisfjara, and the basalt columns behind me with the cave on this black sand beach near Big, and the weather is horrible. We have like, I can't this. So we got out here early, thinking we could get some good shots and beat the crowds. My face is frozen, I can barely feel my lips. And we were treated and greeted with 30 to 40 mile per hour winds out here, sideways rain, and a little bit of snow coming. And being that we're on the beach right there with the crashing waves, all of that, we weren't going to be able to get any audio out there. So anyways, it's awesome. But we're going to tell you about it from right here in the car. The columns here range from 1 to 20 meters tall. They're made up of straight and curved columns. When you're down here, you can see how they all kind of press in together in certain areas too. It's really cool. And then looking over at Reynisfjara, hope I'm saying that right, these sea stacks have a rich history in Icelandic folklore. They were once said to be powerful sea trolls hanging out there in the ocean that would drag ships into shore. And at one of the times they were out there, they were trying to get ships. They didn't realize that the sun was behind them, and it hit them and turned them into stone, freeze them into the place where we see them today. And eventually these basalt sea stacks will be completely eroded away until there's nothing left of them at all. Now the basalt cave is just a few feet away from the columns in this massive area right here that you see before us. The basalt formations all over the walls and ceiling give it a really eerie look. I bet this would look really, really cool at night, almost like a giant mouth coming in at you. At least that's the impression I had when I was standing underneath it. We hopefully got enough shots there for you guys to see how amazing this place is, because it is amazing. All right, and from here we are headed over to Seljalandsfoss.
20 minutes east of the Basalt Cave lies Seljalandsfoss, the final resting place of a U.S. Navy plane. Forced to make an emergency landing when they thought they ran out of fuel, thankfully no one on board was hurt, despite all the damage you see here. That was back in 1973. What remains is a plane too remote to remove, sitting in the dark black sands, all alone, with nothing around for miles. Reaching the plane is a bit of a hike though, about 4 kilometers. Or you can take the shuttle bus, if you can catch it.
Hey guys, we are here at Skógafoss, the waterfall that you see behind me. It's actually about 15 meters across, about 60 meters high. Very, very impressive. There's actually a trail that goes around back here behind me up to the top. It's about 500 steps. This actual site here is not hard to get to. We have a parking lot 50 meters that way. You can walk right up, go up to the top, explore all around. There's even a cave back here, and I'm actually going to go over there and try to explore around in there and get into all that. So there is a cave back here. So you can get all the way up under the waterfall here, which is what I'm about to do now. It's starting to get extremely wet, and you can see the power of the water, like the force with which it's falling down here. You wouldn't want to be underneath that. Woo! That is something else. Here. Look at that. Amazing. And this is Skógafoss. Right over here at the very base of it, you see a little hollowed out area there, little pool, 60 meters high. Woo! Doesn't get any better than this. So, got all the way up in there, and it's pretty awesome.
Just down the road near a little farm called Reykjadalur, we found something completely unexpected. Hundreds and hundreds of pairs of underwear from people all over the world, strung up on a barbed wire fence. They just started appearing about 7 years ago, but nobody's really sure why. The farm owners don't seem to mind though. Still, it's a pretty neat local installation, and if you're in the area, make sure to check it out. Maybe you'll see ours there too.
Hey guys, we are here at Seljalandsfoss, the waterfall behind me, which is about 60 meter high waterfall. It is fed from the Seljalandsfoss River. Some of these words are a little hard to say, and it's absolutely amazing. There are other smaller waterfalls stretching down the side of the cliffs here. This is the main one, the main attraction here. This is an easy drive from Reykjavik, only about an hour. But if you're doing the ring road and you're heading counterclockwise, you might want to stay in Seljalandsfoss. It's a quick drive right down the road from Seljalandsfoss. You can get an early start to your day. there is actually a path that goes all the way around it. You can make a big loop and go underneath the waterfall, and we're going to get over there and check that out now.
Thankfully, the trail leading behind the falls is pretty well made, but it is always slippery, so be careful.
We're headed back behind the waterfall here, and it is pretty wet. There is a path that goes all the way behind it. We're gonna get over there now.
It took about 10 minutes to get down to the base area, but it wasn't very crowded that day, and it was totally worth it.
Crazy wet down here, right underneath the waterfall. Guys, that was really awesome. Another amazing waterfall here on our journey around the ring road. You can actually go all the way behind this waterfall, as we showed you. If you decide to do that, make sure to bring some good wet weather gear, because you are going to get wet. But from here, that is the end to our day, and we are on our way to Seljalandsfoss. Tonight we are staying at the Seljalandsfoss High Hostel, and tomorrow we're going to get up bright and early. We're checking out the Reykjadalur, which is a geothermal fed river that you can actually get in and wade and swim your way up, and we're looking forward to that. We need a little bit of warmth after today, so we're headed out. We'll see you there. Hey guys, we are here at Reykjadalur, which is a hot spring river. You can see behind me, it's coming down this valley right here. It's a popular place in summertime. It'll be packed here when the weather's better. And we unfortunately have a bit of snow today. This isn't the worst weather that we've had. Yesterday really wore us out quite a bit. We had 30-mile-plus-per-hour winds, a lot of hiking and everything. So we slept in today, got out here now, and we're gonna make our way up this mountainside, see what we see. The water actually gets warmer the closer you get to its source. So we're gonna try to get really close. I don't know if we're gonna get in, but we wanna get up there and experience the warmth from all that. So come along.
The trail starts from the parking lot and leads up into the mountains. Boiling pits and gas vents are on both sides as you hike your way along, making for a wonderful sight. Other senses may disagree.
So this is a really cool place, and the smells up here are amazing. Sulfur and eggs. But then again, this is the last part of our 2-week-long trip, and if you're not stinking by this point, at least the way that we travel, light and ready to go all the time, what are you even doing? What's a little bit of sulfur and eggs? It's because of these geothermal runs here coming out of the side of the mountain that we get these awesome orange colors from the sulfur runoff and the heat allowing all this green grass and vegetation to thrive in this area, even in the middle of winter, obviously even in the middle of snow. It's very cool. And the area that I'm standing in right now is actually fairly warm. It's got snow coming down, but feel pretty good right here.
Be prepared for a bit of a hike though. The trail to Reykjadalur is long, really long.
We weren't expecting another hike today. I guess it was just kind of like poor planning on our part. We thought this all came out to a valley. And we're doing it, but you know, so it's the tail end of this ring road trip, and yesterday took it out of us a little bit, and this is our last like hiking thing outside of a major city or anything like that. So we're pushing on through. We're gonna get up here and see what's going on with these hot springs.
It just kept going. Every time we hit the top of one hill, we hoped to see the end. Nope, just more trail.
Now!
It took us about an hour to walk the 3 kilometers from the parking lot to the river. But finally, we made it.
Oh, nice and warm. This is Reykjadalur, and there's little spots everywhere here where you can get into the water and have a nice soak. Fortunately for us, it's snowing, and we totally forgot our bathing suits, so we're just enjoying it and checking it out from afar. You can actually feel the heat coming up from the river here, And apparently it gets warmer and warmer the further upstream you go, closer to the source. So you can actually pick and choose how warm you want to be in the water, which is really cool. There's all these little spots where they've made little pools and eddies for you to kind of dip in and soak in, and for the water to pool up with these little access points all up and down the area. They also have these little areas here for changing and just a little bit of privacy. We had hoped today to get the drone up so we could give you kind of a sense of perspective and scale on the entire area. The weather has not been working with us in that regard, but hopefully you guys kind of got an idea. This place is really cool. It's a nice hike up the mountain, but I imagine if you were going to come up here, give yourself a day to spend and soaking in the river and enjoying it, it looks like it would be absolutely worth it. We just hiked up here to give you guys a peek, but we're going to get back on the road and head on over to Reykjadalur.
Oh, what a day.
What a day. We did a lot.
I'm very tired. I don't know about you. I am very tired.
The ring road, we have found out, will take it out of you, depending on what you hit. But the day's over. We have one day left here, and we're gonna finish out this trip at the Blue Lagoon and hopefully show you guys all about this place that you hear so much about. Iceland's been a blast so far, and I think it's gonna only get better before we leave, but up to this point, we hope that you guys have had an amazing time following us on our journey.
Yeah. Now, if you'll excuse us, we're going to get undressed, and that's premium content, so we'll have to save that for next time.
The next morning, we found one last place to visit before heading out, the Icelandic Phallological Museum. This building, nestled deep in the heart of downtown, holds the largest collection of penises from mammals all around the country, labeled and displayed with the greatest of care.
Right now we are in the Icelandic Phallological Museum, and there are over 250 specimens here. Kind of feels like a library. Right now I am surrounded by a lot of Richards. A little uncomfortable.
The collection was started all the way back in 1974 with a single bull's penis. Now, there are over 200 individual members from 46 different species of mammal, including human. And as they were brought in over the years, special care was taken to make sure penis bones were cleaned and mounted properly, larger ones dried and stuffed, and the more fleshy variety placed in sometimes huge jars of formaldehyde. Yeah, well, look behind you.
It's a big old pee-pee.
The museum is open 7 days a week, all year round, only costing around $16 per person at the door. And major renovations have been taking place since we were there too. And based on the pictures, it looks incredible. There's a huge new layout with even more exhibits. The gift shop has gotten a total makeover, and they even added in a bar and cafe, all sharing the same male member motif. And it's all doable in about an hour or so. A unique little stopover on our way out of town. Hey guys, wanted to take a second and give a huge shout out to Trowski here at Green Motion who took care of us today. If you noticed in our previous video on the Golden Circle, we were in a different vehicle. We had a crack across our windshield, so we had to come back, and they helped us out with everything. Trowski took care of us and put us in a shiny new Jeep Renegade 4x4 with winter tires and a brand new windshield and everything. And I just wanted to take a second and say that and recommend Green Motion highly for their service and the way they've taken care of us here on this trip.
Oh, good morning. We are at the Blue Lagoon. We made it. This is our last day here in Iceland, and as you can see, we are enjoying it and making the most of it. We got here this morning. We had a reservation. We pushed back a little bit because we felt like being lazy, but we were swimming around here. We did the premium package, which includes 2 mud masks. You get a free drink. We have a reservation at the restaurant. It was reasonably priced. And we've got like 4 hours to spend in here, which is plenty of time. The area is really big to be able to swim around. We are here, this trip is in November, so it's actually far less crowded than the rest of the year, especially during the summertime and stuff, which is really nice. It makes it a lot more enjoyable. And so we're gonna float around here, try our masks, and see what that's all about and show you guys a little bit about the place.
So right now I have on the silicone mask. Can't see it up there, but I'm guessing I look ridiculous. But they have a whole bunch of different ones. You can buy extra stuff and do different things. And this one here, the silicone mask, is supposed to leave on 5 to 10 minutes. I guess just let it soak in. It's supposed to make your face feel real soft. I am in the process of waiting for that result.
You know, we saw a lot of stuff online about and doing our research before we came here about whether this place is worth it or not, and I think it's totally worth it.
We just did this whole ring road trip. So we've been on the road and, you know, going pretty hard for a couple weeks now. And the airport's right here. This is a great end to the trip. And the place is huge. You know, that's not to say that there aren't amazing other spots all over the country to check out, geothermal springs and hot springs and stuff. Absolutely, do those. But I think you'd be doing yourself a disservice to pass this one up so far. You know, I really feel like it's a pretty cool place.
All right, guys, we hope that you have really enjoyed our ring road trip. This is the end of it here. Let's take a look back at all the amazing experiences that we've had.
Iceland might be one of our favorite places on the whole planet. In one trip, we explored ice caves and lava tunnels, climbed down into ravines and up snow-covered mountains, and so much more. This place was everything we dreamed it to be, but it was time to say goodbye.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah, for real, it means a lot for you guys to join us. And please share the video with all your friends. That helps us out a lot. Hit that subscribe button and follow us all on the social media. Links are below.
Stay safe, have a great week, and look forward to our next travels around the world.
Crikey, it's a little iceberg in its natural environment. You want to be real careful. They're very easily startled. Want to get it? You gotta hold it down. These things are wild. Look at that guy over there. Get out of here. Fuck boiling water nearby. Why are you dicking around?
It's raining and snowing. Whew. It lets up a little bit here and there. But as you can see, it's another example of...
I'm gonna release him now. Gotta be real careful. Oh, yeah. Oh, what a fantastic creature.